Hey friends, thanks for joining. I'm really glad you could tune in today. So I'm really excited about this interview. I've been looking forward to this for quite a long time because my special guest today is someone who I've been following for quite a while now. He's doing some amazing things. My guest is the owner of Well-Rounded Health and Fitness. He's also the owner of the Freeman Formula, changing thousands of lives. In addition, he's been a featured speaker at corporate events such as Pepsi, Coke, Northwestern Mutual, and ADP. In addition, he is a professional athlete in 3 different sports: bodybuilding, dodgeball, and putt-putt golf.
That's correct.
So it's my great honor and pleasure to introduce my special guest today, Jeramy Freeman. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure to have you here. So I've been following your work for quite a while now. We have some mutual friends who have introduced me to you. And I'll tell you, you're cranking out some great material, great message. I think one of my favorite things, because I'm really into this brain stuff, as we were talking off camera beforehand. And man, the way you talk about our thoughts, our actions, our posture, taking ownership over those things, and how we can change our lives. I was wondering if you would share some of that with us on this interview right here.
Absolutely. Well, first off, I believe in order for us to make any change, we first have to change our minds. And I've been training people for over 25 years, helping them get in the best shape of their lives. And if they just change their body, if they don't change their mind, what happens is they end up going right back to their same behaviors that they had previously. And then they're back in that same spot. So when somebody changes their mind as they change their body, that's when they really start growing as an individual, and they really start living in a more extraordinary life. And that's what our mission is. My mission is to help millions of people be their absolute best so they can live an extraordinary life. And that starts with mindset.
So off camera, we were talking about changing your body and how that can be easy, probably a lot easier than changing your mind, your mindset. Can you share with me about that?
Yeah, we're controlled consistently by the thoughts that we have, and our thoughts are controlled by our subconscious mind. And those thoughts are 95% of the thoughts that we have controlled by our subconscious mind. Things that we do automatically day in and day out that we've been programmed since we were children. So, in order to actually make a change, you have to consciously make a change. So the other portion of our brain is the other 5% where we have conscious thought, where we're actually making ourselves do something, think something that will help create change in our life. Right. So in order to be able to create a change, we have to change the way we think. The saying, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, is very relevant in any given situation. And so, if somebody comes in and says to us, you know what, I hate to diet, I don't like dieting, or I can't stand cardio, when they come in here and we put them on a plan, they're going to dread every time they have to eat a clean meal. Or also, if they're on the treadmill, they're going to dread every step that they take. But if they were to change their mind and change the way they're thinking and saying, you know what, every step I take on this treadmill, I'm getting one step closer to being leaner, to feeling better, having better energy. What happens is they end up enjoying the process, making better progress, and it's just from a simple change in the way we think. And so I think in any given situation, if you're having a hard time with it, or if it's pulling you down, if you have a negative feeling about it, stop and assess it and say, how can I think differently to be able to have a different outcome from the situation?
Yeah, I really like that. Over the years, I've done a bunch of reading about the conscious and the subconscious mind, because that subconscious kind of drives us.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I find interesting, Tony Robbins talks about it, Bob Proctor talks about it, Richard Bandler, who we were talking about earlier, the grandfather of NLP, they talk about how you can basically, for lack of a better description, you can lie to your subconscious mind all the time.
Absolutely.
And it actually doesn't know reality from not reality. So basically, it'll believe whatever you tell it. So if we can start to, tell it what we want it to believe, we can actually change the course of our path, change our direction, which I find in my life has started to change how I feel, how I act. I act naturally in different ways now than I used to. A lot of it has to do with that feeding of the subconscious mind. It just doesn't know. You put out a video here this week talking about, and I love this, I have to bring this up, going back in your past, thinking of an experience, a memory, and if it's not the ultimate outcome you wanted, go back and reimagine it with a different outcome. Where did you come up with that? Because I love that.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have heard of The Secret and, and putting your mind where you want to be, or else just, again, focusing on what it is that you want. But I think that people have a hard time, knowing how to really engage their imagination enough so that they actually feel what it is that they want. But I think everybody can resonate with, having this idea or this memory, okay, a memory of something that has happened in their life that they absolutely love to think about. When they think about that memory, it just makes them feel happiness, joy, excitement, whatever it is. And again, so what I try to express is, instead of thinking about what you want, okay, focus first and foremost on something that was a memory of the past. Put yourself in that state so that you feel the way you felt. Think about all the details, okay, all the senses, everything that you can to make it as real as possible, because of course it's already happened in your life, and it's just a great memory. So if you have something that you want to obtain in your life, whether it is, again, I call it the extraordinary life, whatever that is to you. I talk about people building this image or this idea of where they want to be. I call it the magic wand image of them and extraordinary. It's different for everybody. So, when you build that, okay, and you're focusing on that, you want to be able to drive toward it. But some people have this in their mind and think, oh, that's not possible because, this reason, that reason, everything else. So they have all this resistance for why they can't have this life. And of course, it doesn't happen. But if you put yourself into the mindset of thinking of this idea or image of the way you want to be, what you want to have in your life, and think of it as if it's a great memory. Okay, so you're sitting there focusing on it and seeing it, and you're feeling all the feelings you feel as if it's already happened. And again, your subconscious mind, of course, can be easily tricked, of course, and what you're doing is you're telling yourself, this has already happened in my life. So you have the feelings of gratitude that's already happened. You have the feelings of happiness, of joy, excitement, all those things you feel as if this had already happened. So rather than putting yourself, in the moment of it happening, putting yourself beyond that as if it's already happened, okay? And that right there will drive a whole different set of thought processes that will drive you toward making progress. So again, we want to make sure that when we build this idea, this purpose, this image, you think of it as if it's already happened. And you put yourself there, you feel it. Of course, when you do that, that's what gives you what's called purpose-driven behavior. You'll have a different set of behaviors that drive you toward making progress, and it'll help you do the things that you haven't done previously to be able to make that type of progress.
Yeah, I love that. So I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. However,
neither am I.
In all the meetings I've had with neurologists and scientists and doctors, and then all the reading that I do, research-based reading, what we know is the brain has a lot of neuroplasticity.
Absolutely.
Right, so it can create new firing patterns. That would include our thoughts.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when
our thoughts drive all of it.
Right, so we can create these thoughts, create these firing patterns, and especially when you say feel it, you get emotionally engaged with whatever it is you desire, that we can create those new firing patterns. So now it doesn't become, it becomes natural. It's more a part of our being because we've created those firing patterns. We've created that thought process. And those thoughts they get into our subconscious, and that just drives us into our behavior.
Absolutely.
So it's so powerful. It's so
There's no question that what happens is you have even a lot of people that listen to people like Bob Proctor, that you talked about earlier, or even Anthony Robbins, or any of those motivational people. And what happens with those people sometimes, they're like, I know a lot of these people that say, oh yeah, I've heard that before. Oh yeah, I know that. And so what happens is because they say that they know it, they absolutely dismiss it. So I think that that's probably one of the biggest ways to dismiss something is by saying, oh, I already know that. And there's a big difference between knowing and actually being. And so when somebody says, I know that, but I see that they're not implementing it in their lives, then it's something that they probably need to hear over and over and over again so that it starts to sink in. So sometimes we hear, we listen to something, but we don't hear it, okay? So you have to hear something sometimes over and over again before you actually really listen. And then sometimes it takes even more time before you actually start to apply it. So repetition is the mother of skill, and so you may know it, but have you mastered it? So I think mastery is the important part of it. Mastery takes repetition. So if you want to ingrain something new into your mind, and you want to reprogram your mind, then it's something you need to do repetitively over and over and over again, so that you've mastered it, becomes part of who you are. And when it's part of who you are, you do it naturally, automatically, okay, because you're controlled by your subconscious mind that you've programmed to think and act that way.
So you're talking to the former king of knowing and not doing. So I got the Personal Power, Anthony Robbins, back in the early 90s. Cassette tapes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know, I probably listened to them on and off for like 12, 13 years. Sure, I knew it, didn't do a darn thing with it. It sounded so cool. Maybe I had like an hour or a day, or maybe even like a few days at one time in a row of doing stuff, and then I fell off because I just didn't stick with it. I wasn't taking the actions it took. So once I started to learn that that's what it takes, and started doing it, well, life changed a lot. I try and do that every day now.
Right.
Of course, you know, meeting up with you and following your work, that just reinforces, that drives it right home. You know, it drives home the power of that, you know, taking those actions. Because people, you know, they get caught up in these belief systems.
Absolutely.
That can be the best thing and the worst thing, depending upon what you believe. If you believe you can do something or not do something, you know, when I used to think, and when I see people now actually who think, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why not? Why not you? I mean, really,
Right.
Why not? How come? You're human, you have a brain. You can choose different thoughts and actions. You know? So maybe there's certain physical limitations with certain people. I get that. A lot of it drives us into not doing things because we don't believe. How do you work with people in that regard?
Well,
Because I know you're doing, and I'm interrupting, I'm sorry, I know you're doing a lot. I've met people who come out of the 42 program. They're changed, not just the body.
their whole being has
Everything.
changed. So they know that Project 42 program is a powerful program because it's a program about complete commitment and dedication to making major change, both mind and body. Because again, if you don't change your mind with your body, then you'll always go back to your previous behaviors. You know, and the thing about it is, I think that those people that have a hard time really implementing, you know, and really doing those things that they need to do to be able to make change day in and day out, what happens is this. Okay, number one, they have a lack of confidence sometimes. That can be them, you know, like you just expressed. And, you know, my thought to that is this. You know, you have a lot of people out there that set goals and they don't achieve their goals. As a matter of fact, the statistics shows that 98% of people that set a goal, they never obtain their goal. And, you know, the goal setting process that's out there nowadays that people always talk about is, you know, set this goal that's achievable, believable, and conceivable. And don't make that goal too big, so just in case you don't reach that goal, you're not too upset. You know, and in my mindset, I'm thinking to myself, listen, if you set a small little goal and you didn't achieve that goal, you should be upset, right?
Yeah.
You should be.
Thank you.
So, you know, and what happens is, because the reason why they don't is because, number one, they're not getting clear enough on what it is that they want, okay? And number two, they're not implementing daily, okay? So again, you listen to Anthony Robbins and you implement it once or twice, and you feel great when you do it, but then all of a sudden you fall off and you don't do it anymore, okay? So nothing changes. So what will drive change is not thinking about the small picture, because when you think about the small, achievable, believable, conceivable, you realize, you know what, I can do that tomorrow. You know, right now I'm going to eat this or I'm going to do this that doesn't serve me, and then tomorrow I'll start. You know, tomorrow I'll start. But when you start building a strong purpose, the vision of you at extraordinary, the vision of the life that you always wanted to live, and you start actually using your imagination, and not only using your imagination, but also putting your feeling into it, your desire, your emotion, things like that into this picture, okay, and you take quiet time. The only way you can do this is if you actually have quiet time by yourself when no one else is around, nobody's interrupting you, and you can really build and develop this idea in your mind and feel it. Okay, when you do this, when you think about this, when you focus on this, that right there is what creates empowerment within the cells of your body.
Yeah.
Okay, because the things we think and how we think, they control every single cell in our body.
Yeah.
A great example of that is this. If you were to think about a stressful thought that literally stresses you out, and when you think about it and you revolve that thought over and over in your mind, what happens is that stressful thought tells your adrenal glands to start producing cortisol. That's your body's stress hormone. When that stress hormone gets into your bloodstream, it's telling your body, I'm under stress, I need to take the path of least resistance. So what happens is your body simply starts to strip away muscle tissue, okay, and you start losing muscle. And muscle's metabolic. So if your goal is to lose weight and get in shape, okay, but you're having that stressful thought, thinking about how you look now, or how tight your clothes are, and how you don't like to look, how you don't like how you look in your clothes, and all those different things, and you're focusing on those things, what's happening is that stress hormone is causing you to strip muscle tissue, metabolic tissue. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, and you're not going to be able to burn body fat as efficiently. Not only that, but your body produces an enzyme that converts carbohydrates into fatty acids. So you start putting fat on more rapidly as well. And that is just from the way you think and how you think. So again, that stressful thought controls those cells, and of course you get that result, the exact opposite result that you want. So when you create this empowering image of you at extraordinary, okay, that again I call it your magic wand, because if you had a magic wand and you waved it right now, what would you have happen in your life? What would your life look like? Who would you be living that life with? Okay, how would that feel to you? Those type of things. That empowering image, okay, if you focus on it and think about it, that right there tells every cell in your body, this is where I'm headed, this is where I'm going, and you proceed forward and you start taking actions that you don't normally take, okay, and it becomes something that you do daily, okay, it has to be done daily. You have to think about it daily, because again, that repetition is what feeds your mind, creates new wiring, okay. Neurons that fire together are the ones that wire together. So you have to create that rewiring in your brain by focusing on what it is that you want and feeling it as if it's already happened. When you do that, that right there is what creates change, and it creates a change in every cell in your body. And again, you're telling yourself, this is where I'm headed, this is where I'm going, but it has to happen every day.
So you're imprinting.
You're imprinting, yes.
So if we take this and summarize it, because I want to talk a little bit about nutrition with you also.
Sure.
Okay. But if we take what we were just talking about and summarize that, we need to have some quiet time. We need to get with what it is, that magic wand, right? The magic wand.
I call it the magic wand theory.
Theory. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Get with it, feel it, engage in it, and then realize that every thought, every action, every word has something to do with it. Another video you had recently talked about everything counts.
Everything.
So every thought, every action, every word, everything you speak, you can't unspeak things. You can't unthink things. You can't unaction that. When you take an action, you can't take it back. So those need to become, each time you do those things, you need to go towards that magic wand theory.
Absolutely, yes. So this is the driving force.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the gas in the fire.
So we want to have that with us.
Yes.
And be thinking about it with all those things we do, say, and think.
Absolutely, because again, like in a program like Project 42, what we're doing is we're showing people how to make major change in a short period of time. 42 days goes by that fast. Okay, so what we want to show them is if you plug in all the key elements of what it takes to make major change, we can condense a goal. Okay, we can make something that usually takes 6 months or even a year happen within those quick 42 days, but you're implementing consistently day in and day out all day long. And so, so that's the whole premise behind a program like that, is to help empower people to be their absolute best. We have people that lose an average of 42 pounds a day, 42 pounds in 42 days. And some people have lost up to 68 pounds in those 42 days in a very healthy way. So we give education also on the nutritional component, because a lot of people don't understand the nutrition portion of it. So we try to eliminate that gray area, the misinformation that's out there. And so my background is advanced human biology, biochemistry, cellular biology. So again, I can tell you how your body works down to the cellular level. So I apply that into easy, absorbable information, for the individual, so they know what they're doing and why they're doing it. So people come in here, I'll say, okay, here's what we're going to do, here's the reason why we're doing it, and here's how it works in your body. When people start to understand how it works in their body, they're more apt to apply it and continue to apply it, for a longer period of time, rather than just saying, here, follow this because I'm the expert. That doesn't work well, because they'll follow for a period of time, but not for as long of a period of time as if they were to really absorb the information, understand it, and know why they're doing it.
Powerful.
So education is key.
So I know I want to talk about Freeman Formula a little bit, because I've used some of those products. There's one I have on the road, and I'm sorry I don't remember names of things.
Yeah.
I just see the package like, Mike, that's what I want, and I get it.
Yeah.
And it goes traveling wherever I go. That stuff is really good.
The complete meal?
Out there. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, complete meal, yeah. And that's, everybody loves that one. I love that one because I've traveled so much. And so, if anybody's traveled, or if you're just on the go, you don't have time to really eat a quality meal. I think that's a problem for a lot of us, because we're just go. And the complete meal is literally a complete meal. You add water to it, you shake it, you drink it, and you have a meal in minutes, or really in seconds.
Yeah.
And that product has the most bioavailable form of protein in it. It has brown rice carbohydrates, which is a low glycemic, gluten-free carbohydrate. It has chia seed in it. Chia seed is a great superfood. It helps with hydration. And then also has a full spectrum of vitamins and minerals. So that product is a great product. You could not eat probably 3 or 4 meals combined that would have as much nutrients as one bottle that has in it. So literally you're supplementing your body with needed nutrients that really helps fuel your mind and body, and you just feel great when you take it.
Well, what I found, I was at the Parkinson's conference in Portland last week.
Yeah.
4 solid days, like 8 a.m. to pretty much 9 p.m. Just go, go, go. It's amazing. Food choices around the area, not that good. That's one thing I hope they examine for the next one and offer better stuff. But anyways, so I have this stuff with me. There's the water jug over here. Boom, I've got my shaker, water, formula, the complete meal, shake it up a few times a day. And what I notice is because it is nutrient dense, is I don't really feel hungry, folks, because when you feed your body nutrients, you don't have that kind of hunger you have when we could go eat 1,000 calories of nutrient deficient food and then be hungry an hour later. It's usually because we don't have the nutrients, not because we don't have the calories.
Right.
We have calorie overload in a lot of situations, so I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's a staple of my diet.
What's the website for Freeman?
It's freemanformula.com. We are actually changing over our website right now to a new site. So some of our products that we have are not all on there. They'll be on there within the next month. But again, freemanformula.com. But you can see all of our products on amazon.com. You can also see our products on Vitaglow, Mike's website. He has all of our products on there too, and he has free shipping also. So we're out there. We're definitely in the upstate New York area. We're in a lot of different stores like Wegmans. We're in Express Smarts. We're in a lot of different convenience stores, Fast Track, different ones.
And you gave me some stuff before this, the brain
formula. That's one of our most popular products. I think that people want something. Most people are instant gratification people. They want gratification right now. And so this product was not designed for instant gratification, but it really works so well that you feel it within like 10-15 minutes. And it's called Upgrade. It's the ultimate brain formula, and it's a combination of a lot of different ingredients that really synergistically work well together. And the main ingredient is called alpha GPC, which is the most bioavailable form of choline, most absorbable form of choline that can pass through the blood-brain barrier. And what choline does is it increases neurotransmitter transmission and synapse response. So you're sending the signal quickly and delivering it quickly also. So when this happens, of course, your brain is firing on all cylinders and you feel great. Okay, what happens is we just have brain slowdown. That just the regular aging brain, we find ourselves just having less choline in it, and we don't think as clearly. We go into a room and say, like, what did I come in here for, or what was that person's name, or all those different things that happen to us, as we age. And of course, somebody that has Alzheimer's or dementia, they produce an enzyme that's called cholinesterase, and that enzyme actually destroys choline. So what happens now is you're not sending the signal hardly at all, and not delivering it. So that's why they have lapses in memory, or they can't seem to get their words out, that type of thing. So even though somebody that has Alzheimer's may be taking a drug that suppresses the production of cholinesterase, they're not usually taking something that actually helps refuel that choline. And alpha GPC is a great ingredient for that. So that is the main ingredient in there. So when you drink it, it floods the brain, and you automatically start feeling more energized, because when your brain's on, your entire body's on. And so that is the main ingredient. And then there's Chandrol in there. It's an anti-stress product, or herb, I should say, and it helps you more adequately deal with stress and focus in on any given task. When you drink this product. So I won't go into all the ingredients that can get people bored, and I'll shut this video off. But the bottom line is the product works amazingly. And it's designed to help upgrade your brain naturally. There's no stimulants in it. People take it, they're like, wow, I have great energy. And the reason why you have that great energy is because when your brain is on, your whole body's on, and you feel great. So that product right there, you feel now. And that's why people love it, because it's kind of like instant gratification.
Yeah.
But the benefits of that product over time are amazing. People say that your brain degrades as you age. Okay, I can tell you right now, at 45 years old, I learn faster, I obtain more information, I'm clearer, I'm more focused now at 45 than I've ever been in my entire life, and I know that product is a result of that.
Yeah, that's really good. I can attest, after about 10 minutes, I did feel some things going on, just thinking more clearly, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Better flow of thoughts.
Better flow of thoughts. Not only that, but think about this. If you were to take time and really stop and focus on what it is that you want in your life, okay? Because what happens is people kind of give that up, and they just start going through their daily routine, and they think, this is the life I have. I have to accept this. And you don't have to accept this. Okay, you can actually, focus on your best life. Okay, think about what that is to you. And for the people that you love that are around you, because that right there will help create emotion. if you think about the people that you love and what life you want them to have, that right there will help stem a stronger emotion. So when you think about it, you're more apt to do the things that need to get done. So taking something like an upgrade prior to just having your quiet time and being into this quiet space where you can kind of create that, that right there is a great product to take, because it'll allow you to really activate your brain and kind of get a good sense of how you want to feel, focus on what you want in your life and get very clear with it.
Yeah, I really like that. You're doing some great things, man.
Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure.
Oh, it's absolutely a pleasure. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you on my program. We got the Freeman Formula. We talked about the well-rounded program, so you got to check out the 42 program.
Project 42.
Yeah. Also, just basically this whole thing about mindset. If there's anything you want to, as we get towards winding it up here, do you have any kind of takeaway message? And I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this question because I just thought of it, but I thought, is there anything any ultimate takeaway message you'd like people to get out of this?
Well, listen, I've been doing this for a long time, and so I do understand that it's not easy for people to make change. They get very comfortable in what they're already doing. And so I've developed a 3-day weekend. It's called Upgrade Your Life Summit. Okay,
wow.
And it's coming up January 6th, 7th, and 8th down in Orlando at the Loft Convention Center and Hotel. And so we're going to be showing people specifically how to make that mental change, okay, and have actually a template of how to implement it into their lives, as well as the nutritional aspect, the overall wellness aspect. So when they walk out of there, they have a very specific plan and know exactly what to do to be able to really make incredible progress in their life. See, I mean, you've been to different, motivational speakers before, and a lot of times it's great because there's great energy, you feel great, and you're like, wow, that was awesome. But then you're like, okay, wait, how do I take step one? How do I implement this? Yeah. And I think that's the part that's missing a lot of times. And so this right here shows people really how to implement and make these changes consistently day in and day out to really drive success and progress. And then, of course, in order for us to be our best, okay, in order for us to have the energy to be able to have more productivity and really drive towards success, we have to be able to pay attention to ourselves. So I believe that everybody has to, first thing in their day, pay attention to themselves by exercising. It doesn't have to be excessive exercise. It could be a walk. It could be stretching. It could be yoga. It could be any of those things that kind of get your blood flowing. And again, that's a great time for you to be able to focus on and set your day for where you're headed. So you can literally, look at it and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do today that's going to help move me forward. So in this weekend, okay, again, January 6th, 7th, and 8th, again, it's Upgrade Your Life Summit. I'd love for all of you, any of you, to come out and be a part of this, because it's going to really be a life-changing event for a lot of people. We've been working with people for years and years and years, and this is an opportunity for you to be able to be involved with us to really put a template together for everything. You walk away with a nutrition plan that's specific to you, supplement regimen, cardio regimen, even a training program that's very specific to whether you train at home or in the most advanced gym. It will be down to the detail. So what happens is when you walk away, you have a specific plan laid out, detailed, for you to really make incredible progress.
So you can take action.
Take action.
Because I know the feeling, you go to these things, you come back, you're like, that was great, man.
And you'll
now
be involved.
what?
Exactly. And you'll be involved with our back end of our site that allows you to communicate with us consistently and give you accountability with our team. And so you'll have a year membership that you'll be part of us. And again, you'll get messages every day. You'll have an educational portal that you can actually learn new things. And of course, your nutrition plan will be on there, and you can communicate back and forth with us on there. And again, it's really a template for overall success.
Is there a website they can check this out?
Go again to freemanformula.com. They'll attach the summits page to that, and you'll get all the information there.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, thank you again.
It's my pleasure. Absolutely.
Real pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure to have you on my show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to check out freemanformula.com, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And thanks for watching. I really am inspired by everything that Jeramy's been doing. I know for me it took a long time to really get into regular actions that would change my life. And it was really only about 7 years ago that I got started with that. Of course, the doctor scared me. I had to do something. But don't don't wait for yourself to get to a point where you have to. Maybe it's a health issue or a debt issue or something. Just, we can begin now. We have choices. We can choose right now. Actually, in an instant, we can choose. This second, we can choose what we want to think about and what action we take. So, I love this. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.